You're live.
Hello.
We'll just wait a couple minutes for people to get on. But if anyone is rewatching this, hello. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with my husband, Dakota, and obviously I'm here as well. We are going to do a little live / just say hey, Q&A, whatever. If anyone wants to ask any questions, they can, and we will, because we don't have a podcast episode for this week because our family has been in New England. Hello to the 2 people that are watching. Our family has been in New England vacationing for the past week, so we've just been taking a little breather, but we will be back with a new episode next week. I don't know what it's gonna be, but hello.
Hey guys.
Hello. DRV. Nice. And Zebulon, I think that's how you say your name? Did I get it right? Zebulon says hi. So, hello. If no one knows my husband, he's been in a couple podcast episodes, right?
Yeah, the Rediscover Bethel reviews, yeah.
But he's joining me on this because he is my co-producer. He edits a lot of the podcasts. I edit them as well, but he does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So if you've never seen him before, he's kind of crucial to this being a thing.
Hey Jeff.
It's Jeff. And Carl says, good morning. Good morning to you. It is the afternoon here in Tennessee. We are in Nashville. It is 1 o'clock here. We're in Central Time. We're kind of all over the place time-wise, though. We've just been in Eastern Time for the past week, but that's enough to throw you off, so we're just kind of trying to get back into the groove today. Hello, Mark. How you doing? How's everyone doing? What are you up to?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Lots of good Amish cheese.
That's the one thing to think of.
I think of Pennsylvania. I think of Amish cheese.
I've only been to Philly and I've been to Lancaster, or Lancaster as they say it, I think.
Yeah.
So.
We flew into Boston, and we have family up in Rhode Island, so we've been in Massachusetts, we've been in Rhode Island, we've went to New Hampshire, Vermont, just all over New England. Cleaning a closet, that sounds time consuming. I've done that too much.
We have to do it all the time.
That's an all-day affair there, so I wish you well in your endeavor. But like I said, we don't have a podcast episode this week. I'm so sorry. Go get caught up on, if you haven't listened to some previous week's episodes, you can get caught up. This is a good opportunity to catch up on some episodes.
Yep.
And we'll be back with a new one next week, like I said. But if anyone has any questions, we're just going to chat.
Yeah.
This is not anything formal.
Just an opportunity to relax and
I don't have a plan here.
Yeah.
But and if there's anyone watching from Florida or who has escaped Florida, evacuated, we are praying for any Florida watchers that are Florida listeners / watchers that might be watching.
Yes.
Praying for you in the path of this hurricane.
And North Carolina and East Tennessee as well.
Yes. These hurricanes are, they need to go away. So we're praying for the victims of all that.
Yes.
And if anyone here is watching from there. Oh, someone's watching from New Zealand.
Oh, fun.
It's tomorrow in New Zealand.
Yes.
We are a whole day behind you there, getting ready for work. Okay, that's fun. Hello, grace and peace. All Things Theology.
Oh, hey
commented.
guys.
So, boy, I do I do Christian TikTok. What's your TikTok? Sorry, it's hard for me to see the little tiny pictures and stuff in the corner, but they do dislike me on TikTok. I don't post that many TikToks. I should post more. It's time consuming, but
they dislike you on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. TikTok's not.
Is it because it's a very like Bethel-y kind of crowd, or why
I
is
don't know.
that?
TikTok people are just weird.
Hmm.
There's just a lot of colors. It's like Twitter. You never know what's gonna
Sure.
happen. We are outside enjoying this lovely fall day. We are on our patio out here, and we're under the pergola, and it's there's water falling off of it because we've been getting lots of rain.
Yeah.
How are the fall colors? They were amazing. It was like a Thomas Kincaid painting, especially in Vermont. We went out to the infamous Woodstock, Vermont, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, some of the pictures you see are obviously beautiful fall foliated, like on Pinterest or whatever. We don't get that kind of foliage here in Tennessee. Like we get like 2 weeks of fall in Tennessee, and then we go back to either super hot or then we go to super cold. So there's we don't get a lot of fall here. Do you still get a lot of hate from leaving Charismania? Yes. Yes. If I even creep into that territory at all in my podcast videos, this last one I did, Goodness of God, I kind of stepped on people's toes.
Yeah.
Not meaning to, with this very small segment of the podcast episode where I talked about hearing the voice of God. That really, you never know what's going to set people off, but, people are very passionate about that sort of thing. So I kind of made some people mad. But
And if he just means like,
I don't mean to.
if he just means Charismania in our personal lives, I don't know if you meant in the podcast or if you meant in our personal lives.
It's both.
Personal lives, yeah. I mean, personal lives. I feel like I hate to use this word because it is typically associated with going to atheism, but for lack of a better word, deconstructed from Charismania. That happened for me more.
I hate
like,
that word.
Yeah,
by the way.
deconstruction. Yeah. But if you want to use that for this,
You're kind of not in the.
I'm not in it. Okay,
I'm
there
sorry.
we go.
I'm hogging the camera.
Yeah, I kind of came out of all of that in the early 2010s, kind of like slowly. It was a digression, and or digressing from that and progressing towards something better. But yeah, that was kind of my background with that. We both grew up, as you guys probably already know, charismatic Pentecostal. So, and when I say that, I mean that because we both, at least I know I did, grow up in Pentecostal and charismatic churches, which denominations. So
we both have a lot of family in that. A lot of our family / friends are more in the tame area of that.
Yeah, not so much the hyper stuff,
but it's yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have to collab one of these days. Yeah, just reach out. God bless you as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh wow. I was in deception until last year. People don't like the truth. No, people hate the truth.
Yeah.
And Scripture says that. So, yeah. And oh, whoopsies. I hit something. Jeff said he's had the same thing happen.
Yeah.
We have very similar stories, Jeff. I feel.
Yes. Yep.
Jeff Dobbins is a family friend
Of mine, yeah.
Yeah.
Go way back. He knew me. He met me. I was probably in diapers. So. So yeah, long time ago there.
Someone said I watched my old church this weekend and kind of forgot I wasn't watching a discernment channel and was commenting heresy. Yeah, I went to a previous church's. It was a Facebook Live they were doing, and it was the student ministry, and Facebook notified me that they were going live for the student ministry that I had used to sing at and whatnot, and so I clicked on it to see what they were up to, what part of the service it was, and it was just transitioning out of the worship to the sermon. So I watched about 15 minutes of the beginning of going into this sermon that the student pastor was preaching, and it was a sermon series. They had just started that night, the sermon series of it was called "What Era Are You In?" And it was
Pertaining to Taylor
they
Swift.
had a whole graphic, for this sermon series, very high production. And it was all there was the graphic of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour graphic, like that one. I don't know how to explain it, but it was very much taken from Taylor Swift. It was very obvious. What kind of era does God have you in? For these students, I was like, okay. I was like, I wish I hadn't clicked on this.
It's like there is a way to talk about something like that, but that is not the way.
Oh, because now no one says, what season of life does God have you in? What season are you in? It's now, what era are you in? Because of Taylor Swift. So it's so annoying.
Yeah, all the Taylor Swift stuff.
Now we don't say season anymore. We say era.
Right.
I'm in my leaving Charismania era.
Mark says he's in his work era until 3 p.m.
I am perpetually in my fall era.
Yeah.
Until further notice. Coming back from this fall getaway. Season was already ruined by prophecy bingo.
That's good.
I'm more of a fan of what chapter are we in? I like reading. I like books. I'm like, what chapter are we in?
Hey, the Bible has chapters in it, right? So there we go. No.
What book of the Bible are we in? That's better.
None of them.
Revelation.
No, not even that one. Not even that one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But what error are you in?
That's a good
yes,
one, Jeff.
I was like, that is what this whole sermon series is a whole error. What error are we committing tonight? This message.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not good to see. I was like, please, let's not bring Taylor Swift into this. We cannot do this.
I'd be curious to ask you guys what has been some of your favorite episodes, or let's say it this way. That's too broad. Maybe what's been the episode that maybe has been most edifying to you, since that's been the whole goal of this podcast, is to bring edification, because that's what we're supposed to do for each other as believers, is to edify. So what has been most edifying to you guys in the show so far? It doesn't even have to be a full episode. It can just be something from an episode, right?
Yeah. Just anything and everything.
Yeah. Raise a Hallelujah video. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's kind of the one that has taken off the most, is the Raise a Hallelujah. My worship song lyric evaluation videos, those tend to do the best.
Right.
So, which was very unexpected. You kind of don't know what's going to do well. And we don't try to go by just what does well, that's what we're going to do only. We know what people want to hear and want to see, so we take that into consideration, which is usually what ends up doing the best. But you don't want to just go by numbers and stuff. You want to just do what people want to see. So that's what we do. But it's nice to know what people do like to see, and it's good to get feedback and stuff. Someone said, he said, I'm going in the closet again. Yes, I know closets take an all-day affair. Multiple days.
Is DRV Debbie? Is that what it said?
Yeah, what's your name?
I saw it earlier real quick. I think they said their name. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your closet cleaning.
Yeah, I'm sorry for distracting you. The one you gave, a suggested worship list, was that one was really fun. I took a lot of time to but listen to some artists, and a lot of people commented on that video, some worship artists and bands that they listen to that I don't have any clue of who they are, but I did, and I like to go listen at who people suggest. Just because someone suggests a person to me doesn't mean I add it to the list. I have to go and do due diligence and like
Yeah.
check them out and vet them, if you will, because
Right.
how am I gonna do a video on solid worship artists to recommend if I don't make sure they're solid? So
And we appreciate that, Debbie. She said we play off of each other
Okay.
well, and she likes the last one we did together for the Rediscover Bethel series.
yeah, we plan to have a lot of different guests on the Rediscover Bethel series.
Yes. It
was-
won't just be me the whole time, but
Yeah, we're gonna have like other areas that people are skilled in their knowledge of
right.
on different topics and subject matters within that series that Bethel did. We plan to have like different guests to specifically have on for those episodes and stuff, because it's
Right.
gonna be a long, never-ending series. It will end eventually, but it's gonna be a lot of different episodes because their series is quite long.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you enjoy Dak, and
It's been fun to be on that side of it, just to be able to, help out in that way as well, not just behind the camera, but I enjoy that, to be able to help in the edification.
I think you referred to Catherine Crick as Catherine Crook in the Heresy episode. Yes.
Oh yeah, you may have. I don't know. It fit, right? If the
Thank
shoe
you for
fits,
saying
right?
that. Because I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, because I saw something about Catherine Crick, and I was like, man, I made a good joke about her. I played off of her name some way, and I couldn't remember what I said or
Yeah.
where I said it. I didn't remember what episode or where I had said it. So
Right.
thank you for reminding me, because I was like, oh yeah,
It's really sad to see like how many people are deceived by her, and so
and
the
it's
name
weird because she's
the name
like,
Crook is fitting.
she's not that much. She's like maybe 10 years older than me?
Ooh, I don't know. I
Or-
think she is like your age, isn't she?
She's older than me,
Okay.
but that's just like weird to think about, because it's like weird to see someone a little younger in that territory, in that vein. It's like, I feel like I'm sorry, but I feel like that's just what older people do, is go out and
Yeah.
try to deceive people. I don't know, but she's not. She's
younger.
young. She's
Yeah.
younger. So it's
Well, now
really
you have
strange.
the new people rising up, like what's that guy Isaiah Salvador or whatever his name is, and Greg Locke, which he's not particularly young, but he's all kind of part of that new wave of.
Did you guys see the Lort one? What is that? I keep seeing Lort. What is that?
The Lort. Did you guys see the Lort one?
No, please enlighten me. I
Yeah,
keep seeing that.
what is Lort?
Yeah, I keep seeing that, and I'm like I don't have the context. That was quotable for me. The Fighting for the Faith live chat calls her the Cricken.
The Cricket. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where Lort means feces. I think she's trying to be sophisticated. Oh wow. Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's but what
Yeah.
were we talking about?
We're talking about Catherine Crick, just I guess how she is just deceiving so many people.
Let's talk about what we're drinking.
Oh yeah,
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke and water.
This is terrible for you.
Yeah, don't drink it.
No. I'm drinking water. That has
Everything bad.
I'm a slightly crunchy mom, if anyone knows what that means. This has caramel color and aspartame in it, and natural flavors. It's terrible for you. And potassium sorbate.
Yep. Don't follow the RC Sproul trend here.
Oh, did he like?
Oh, he loved Diet Coke.
Oh.
Yeah, that was his thing.
It probably used to be better than it is now, but
Yeah, it's probably gotten worse over time.
by saying Lord instead of Lord, I tell you, she's
Okay.
the epitome of the me of the charismatic movement.
Gotcha.
She's pretty
Oh.
out there. Did she used to act?
Yeah, she was an actress, or she was like, but she like wasn't
I
doing
didn't know
well
that.
in her career, and that was like, this was kind of like her way of switching. You know what it reminds me a lot of?
Well, that's very telling.
Her story reminds me of Amy Semple McPherson, If you guys know
I've always thought
about Amy Semple McPherson, she's the one who started the Foursquare Church. And actually, I grew up going to a Foursquare Church for a certain amount of time, for a good chunk of time. And let's see, there's a channel that's really great called Long for Truth. They're
Long
called
for Truth. Yeah.
Long for Truth, and they did a whole episode.
I love them.
Talking about their whole. Yeah, I'd love to have them on as a guest sometime. If you guys know who they are, they're a husband and wife couple, and they do their show together, and they do a lot of like digging into the history of the Pentecostal movement and how it started and its origins, and also other Pentecostal history as well, like the history of the Brownsville revival, the history of there's a bee flying around me, so I'm waiting it to go away. Okay, there we go.
That's scared of bees.
Yeah, I don't like bees. Go away.
He wants your Diet Coke.
Oh, he probably does. I might take a walk for a second.
Okay, Dak's gonna take a. Dak's scared of bees.
I don't like getting stung. That's
I'm
my
like,
thing.
they won't hurt you.
Well, okay, he's back.
He wants your Diet Coke. Just get rid of it. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Mike Signorelli, Marcus Rogers. I know Mike Signorelli.
Yes.
I don't recall Marcus Rogers. Someone said, I just wanted to say, keep up the good work. It's refreshing to watch you growing in Christ. I'm reminded watching you of my coming to understand the doctrines of grace and leaving a seeker-sensitive church.
That's great.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you for saying that. That's
Yep.
really sweet. I got a comment yesterday on YouTube. Someone saying, I get not reform. I'm getting hipster reformed vibes from you. And I was like, I'll put that on my resume.
Yeah. Hipster reformed vibes. Hey, whatever on the hipster thing, I'll take the reform vibes, so that's fine.
I don't know. Hipsters, I don't think there are hipsters anymore. Hipsters are dead.
No, they're still
That
around.
was a 2014 thing.
The version of it. Now it's just like people who dress...
No one says that word anymore, though.
Right, no, probably not.
What is it now?
Now it's just like people who like shop at Goodwill, and like their whole aesthetic is like
vintage,
wearing vintage clothes. Yeah, that's
okay.
That's pretty much what
all
it
my
is.
Clothes are vintage because I just thrift everything.
I guess that makes you a hipster. And you're reformed, so you're a reformed hipster.
Well, whatever. Hipsters are millennials. I was born in 96. I was born on the last day of the year, so I'm like 96, basically 97, because my birthday's New Year's Eve. So I'm like a millennial Gen Z, more Gen Z, but sort of millennial. It's weird. So I'm stuck in the 2014
Sam
era.
asked about church, what kind of church we go to. They just left a charismatic Pentecostal church in 2020, and now they're going to a local Baptist. Baptist is good. I was a pastor of a Reformed Baptist church, one of the elders here in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, and we had to close our doors after 3 years, just because not enough funds to keep the church afloat. So that's all it was. Nothing bad happened, but it was good because we all a lot of us at the church migrated to a really strong, great PCA Presbyterian church. And when I say Presbyterian, we don't mean the Lesbiterians. We're not talking about PC USA. We're talking about
No USA.
No USA in that context. We're talking PCA, Presbyterian Church in America.
We have a lot of Reformed Baptists that
yes.
come, and Presbyterians too.
It's a big mix of people. We even have some Lutherans, I think, at our church. So it's a good mix of people that are just there together and edifying one another, and everyone's just so well-rounded in the Word. So if you want to go to a church that's very that's going to really edify you in the knowledge of God and just grow you spiritually in Him, I would suggest going to, a strong well-led Reformed Baptist church or a strong, well-led Presbyterian church. I know that there's differences of like certain doctrinal things, but we can unify together.
What
And
matters most is the primary issues.
yes,
And you want to find a church that's as closely knitted to your even secondary issues as well, because that's obviously nice. But it's not sometimes it's, depending on where you live, it's slim pickings, sadly.
Debbie said, "How do you know which is the good Baptist?"
Which is the most scriptural, which I know is kind of overarching.
Well, you can, yeah.
kind of broad, but there's just so much.
Look,
it's like Baptist. What does that mean? No.
Well, there's a lot of different Baptist denominations, so you just have to, like, SBC is going to be hit and miss. Southern Baptist is going to be very hit and miss because, we were members of a Southern Baptist church that was very seeker sensitive, very pragmatic, and we had to leave. That's the story of her post and stuff like that. That was an SBC church. So just because it's SBC doesn't mean it's safe. Although there are SBC churches that are Reformed as well. There's Reformed Baptist churches. I would say that they're a safe bet. There's not many of those, so you kind of have to hunt. Because not all Reformed Baptist churches will necessarily be affiliated with, like, the Reformed Baptist denomination. A lot of them are going to be Southern Baptist mostly. So just kind of make sure they have a plurality of elders,
yes, that's important.
Make sure that they are teaching expository teaching. Topical is okay if it's done. Topical preaching's okay if it's done where you have them going over a particular doctrine for a series or something like that. That's okay. But as long as for the most part it's an expository preaching church, that's what matters most on that aspect of things. But yeah, definitely plurality of elders. I couldn't emphasize that enough.
Someone said here in my town of 85,000 people, I can't find a doctrinally sound church. None of the websites have one in my part of Indiana.
I've been to Indiana. There's not a lot there.
No.
No Ollie Pops this time.
No,
just Diet Coke, which I've...
Because we need to go to the store because we just got back from vacation, so our fridge is bare.
Yeah, but they're expensive, so I don't know if we'll...
I know. I like to buy them when they go on sale.
Bethel songs. Yeah, the Bethel song stuff is going to be very, very difficult. That's kind of where you're safe.
Yeah.
You're safe betted. Where it's a safe bet with going to a Reformed. You will find some Reformed churches that will sing Bethel and all that stuff too, but they're just not really. They're not really known. They don't know a lot about that stuff, and they just need to be informed. That's all.
And I would say if you go to a Presbyterian church,
that's even less likely to happen.
It's even less likely to happen. Yeah. Which, like we said, there's doctrinal differences there. But if you can handle it, they usually, not every Presbyterian church, they all have their different flavors of liturgy. But ours is specifically a higher liturgy, so they are never going to sing any of that.
No.
Of course, they don't believe that that's what we should be singing
They wouldn't
in church.
support that anyway.
They wouldn't support it.
Right.
But if you at least find a church with a higher liturgy rather than, I don't know, for lack of words, a little more casual, then you're usually not going to find that as much.
You're in the safe zone. Typically.
There's all different flavors of churches, but that's been my take on it. It's all like Bethel in my town. Yeah, Bethel's very hard for people to let go of, and they're very, very famous, and a lot of people don't know about them really. They just see the songs in Planning Center and CCLI, and that's just what everyone's doing, so people don't really think twice about it.
My story, it was Mark saying here, my story was way deeper than just that, but Yeah, I understand. Another safe bet that you're kind of going a little further out on, even more so maybe, but if you're more of a Baptist background type, but if you can find a conservative Lutheran church and that's like all you have, I would suggest you could even go there, just somewhere that is at least preaching the scriptures biblically. And, they're they're strong in that. He mentioned, oh, what was that?
Someone said Charismania started in Indiana, so I'm unsurprised.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It did start up there. Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh.
I wanted to read a little bit more. Yeah, that's sad, Mark. Your story about being at the church doctrine, Reformed doctrine on Sundays. That's why I also want to stress a confessional church, a church that has a strong confession that they hold to. Confessions and creeds are good, not because they are not on the same playing field as Scripture. They do not, obviously, they don't go over Scripture, but they are to help a church have guardrails. And I've seen it so many times in my life where the churches that don't have confessions and creeds, that it gets all over the place. You have a pastor come in and he's teaching one way and he's taught way his whole pastoral ministry, and the congregation's used to that. That pastor goes away, you get a new one who's now preaching other stuff, and then the congregation doesn't know where to go with that, and it's just a big mess.
It's like just having an outline of like this is what this is the bumper railing of what, and we're not going to go out here, we're going to stay within this and staying within Scripture,
60, if you're a Baptist, 1689 is going to be a good confession for you. That is a Baptist confession, 1689 London Baptist Confession of Faith.
We hold to the Westminster.
Yeah, and then there's Westminster Confession.
You said you were going to say.
I was going to say.
You were going to say Westminster.
How old were you guys when you realized that it's Westminster and not Westminster?
Yeah,
I would be interested to hear that.
And then sometimes I want to say Westminster, like Munster cheese.
Oh no,
Westminster. Yeah.
Do you guys like Munster cheese? Let's ask that. I'm just kidding. I do. We're being silly now.
Symphony, our daughter, is obsessed with cheese.
Oh my goodness.
I was Catholic, then heresy, so I think Lutheran wouldn't be awful.
Yeah, Lutheran. There are some really solid biblical Lutheran churches out there. Missouri Synod is going to be your more conservative sect versus like the ECLA of Lutherans. So I would suggest maybe trying to find a Missouri Synod church if Lutheran is all you have and you're not willing to move somewhere else to where you're closer to them.
People at our church drive sometimes over an hour to come.
There are some people, and they're talking about possibly planning some more biblical Presbyterian churches around to get more people.
Yeah.
To have that option that live further away. We live 5 minutes from our church, so we are blessed.
It's very convenient.
That's a huge blessing.
Especially with a kid, but really helps.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, but it took a long time to find a good, solid church. I don't know, like, everyone seems to be watching from all over the world right now, even, but here in the Bible Belt, there's a church on every corner.
Yeah.
But they're all a lot the same. SBC, just your typical or non-denom style church that is just like, no bueno. I hate to be mean, but it's just like, it's not good. Like, just not good. Not good doctrinally, not going to grow you, or you're just going to coast, just milk, like no meat, seeker sensitive, like fill in the blank. And it's really sad.
Oh, he said Stephen Kozar. Are you talking about Stephen Kozar, Mark? I think so, probably. He says that he goes to a WELS Lutheran church. Yeah, that's cool. Yep.
Northeast Bama.
I've heard a little bit about them. I don't know a lot
Wait,
about them.
didn't I don't sport at all, but I just saw Alabama. So didn't Vandy just beat Alabama?
That's what I heard, and I heard they threw the goalpost
Yeah,
in the
I
river.
saw. I was seeing TikToks of downtown Nashville here, and they like threw the goal. They were carrying the goalpost down Broadway and threw it in the river, or something.
Oh my goodness.
That's the only way I know. I don't sport. I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to.
Right.
But
I'm not a
neither of us
sports
do.
person. I don't know anything
Vanderbilt beat Alabama and Virginia Tech this year.
Wow.
Well.
What's going on with that? I mean, I'm not a sports person, but I know enough to know that Vanderbilt has historically not been a great team.
Just like Kentucky.
So-
I'm from Kentucky, by the way, so.
She's a UK person.
We have great basketball, though. That's the only sport I get into is UK basketball. But we don't have good football, apparently. But yeah, we don't sport. Dak doesn't like sports. I don't either. If Symphony doesn't sing, and it's just going to be really inconvenient. But
She could do other things. She could be a scientist or something.
with a name like Symphony, we would hope that she does music, but
Something
she
musical.
might grow up to play soccer. I don't know.
It's okay.
Whatever she wants to do is fine.
You said yes, the
But-
co-stars. Okay, that's cool. I
That's interesting.
didn't know that about them.
Ever since my son playing football, we no longer watch Bama. Our Saturdays are busy. Yeah, because you're busy sporting. You can't watch sports if you're sporting.
Yep.
You know, have to go do your own sports. Yeah.
It's good. It's good physical activity though.
Yes.
Sports.
Okay. Well, we've been live for 36 minutes, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll just wrap it up here. But we were happy to at least do this. I know we
Yeah.
didn't have a new episode, but you know, like I said, get caught up, come back next week. for
Get to
new-
know you
new
guys
one.
a little better, and
Yeah, and just chat, you know. And
let's maybe leave room for one more question for them. How about that?
Yeah.
Before we go.
yeah.
Something about the show maybe, or
What do you have?
do you have a good question to ask them, the viewers
I should.
or friends?
I guess I'd just like to know, is this helping you? That's very broad, but that's really just the whole reason that we and I wanted to do this, is just to help people.
Yeah.
And however the form of the helping is, whether it's just to relate to somebody, to learn, sure. But that's the only thing I wanted to do. And as long as that's being done,
Yeah.
that's great.
And
I
we've-
love hearing
yeah.
and seeing your messages and
Testimonies.
testimonials, emails. I read all of them. I may not.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this sounds so influencery. I hate it, but I may not get back to every single comment and stuff. But I do read them. It's true. I read them, and you're all in my prayers. And you know, I read a lot of comments and stuff about people looking for churches, and breaks my heart with the music side. And you know, you love your church, but the music is like, I would
Right.
encourage you to watch the episode I did, if you haven't already, with Pastor David Henneke.
Yeah.
I don't know which number that was, but it's like how to talk to your pastor about the church that you're at, singing music from Bethel Hillsong Elevation, whatever. That was a really good episode.
He was great.
I loved listening to him. That would be a great one to listen to if you haven't already. But
And maybe you are in a Reformed church, or maybe a semi-Reformed Baptist church. Like, it's not actually Reformed Baptist, but it's like,
hi, Sam.
hey, Sam. And it is maybe it's a church that is, maybe it's a church that's Baptist that has Reformed leanings or something. Then, you know, go to your pastor and just talk to him about it. Don't, there's no reason to go crazy about it. Just have a polite conversation and give them the benefit of the doubt that they don't know, and we could talk all day long about how maybe they should and all that stuff, but, just give them the benefit of the doubt, like that. David suggested that in his video with you.
Mm-hmm.
And have a good conversation about it, and leave it on a good note.
I will see your comment in my next TikTok. I need to go post one. So whenever I get around to that.
Yep.
But thank you guys so much for watching and chit-chatting. It was great. It's we'll have to do this more often. It's great to get to just chat in real time and answer questions, just talk. So thank you. We'll definitely do this again. And good luck,
was fun.
Debbie, with your closet. If you're are you transitioning from summer to fall? That's fun.
That might be what it is.
Yeah, that's an all-day thing. But good luck with that, and thank you guys so much once again for being here. So we'll see you in a new episode
Next
on
week.
social media, whatever. But see you in a new episode next week.
Yep.
So, bye. Bye.